This video is to run you through the calculations for all of the necessary components for both regression and correlation. So just a quick note, what we're going to need here is the mean of x, the mean of y, so your x variable, your y variable, x and y, and then the sum of the different score of x minus the mean of x times y minus the mean of y. Then we will also need the sum of the score, the different score of x minus x squared, and then we'll need the same thing for the y variable. Right? So we'll need several different components for both regression and correlation. And then what we'll do is we'll plug them in later, and I'll keep them color-coded to try to keep consistent with everything. So first what we're going to need to do is find the mean of x. And so the way we do that in Excel is using the function average. Excel doesn't have a function called mean, so it just uses the average. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll plug that in. And then what we'll do is we'll do the same thing for y. Right? So we use, again, the average function. Click on that, open parentheses, and then we just click and drag, close the parentheses, and there we go. So we have our two means there. Now we need to get the difference between x and the mean of x, or x mean, and so we will do that by doing our equal sign here, and then we have our x, and then we, of course, minus times the mean, or not times the mean, but minus the mean, and we hit enter. And so just a note here, Excel is relational, and what that means is if I drag this down, meaning if I copy and paste this here, we will just get the 5 here, and that's because it, if we take a look here, it is highlighting the cell below the mean. So we want to keep that standard. So what we'll do is we'll remove this, and the way to keep a cell non-relational is by putting little dollar signs before the cell. So what that means is it's going to stay at B13, at cell B13, but it will still follow the other cells. So as you can see here, right, it followed this cell down, but we still have B13. So keep that in mind. We're going to need to do that for y as well. So we'll drag that down. Now we have all of the different scores. Now we'll do the same thing for y. So we'll do y minus the mean of y, and we'll want to go ahead and put our dollar signs in there to keep it non-relational for that, and we'll bring that all the way down. Now we need to do this and this cell times each other. Right? So that's what this is representing here. So we have the difference of x, the difference of y, and we will times those together. So to do that, we have our equal sign, do x, and in Excel, times is the little asterisk here, times y. Bring that down, push enter, and then we'll just bring this all the way down. And that will gives us our difference of x times y. Now what we need to do is sum all of these. So this is not the average, this is the sum. And we'll use this in our equation later. So the way to do this is we use the sum function in Excel. And we'll go ahead and highlight that whole column, close the parentheses, and we have our sum of that equation there. Now, next step, so we've gone through what, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps here. No, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different steps, 6 different steps. So now we'll be on step 7, which is taking the difference, the x difference score, and squaring it. And so what we'll do is we'll find each of our x's, our x difference scores, and then we'll do times and x difference. And so just to know, Excel has a function called power, and just to show you what I mean, I'll just use it, but I'll remove it. So we can use the power function, and then the number, and then comma power 2, right? So that's basically saying to the second power, C2 to the second power, and it'll be the same thing. So we'll just remove that. Just to keep this. It's just easier for me to do the cell times the cell. So we'll do this, bring it all the way down, and we get our numbers, all of our numbers here. And then what we'll do is we'll sum that. So we need to take the sum of those scores. We'll sum, and we'll highlight all of those. And let's move that right. Move that right. And we will do the same thing for the difference of x's. Right? So we'll square those and bring those all up. I did the wrong one, didn't I? Or did I do the right one? Let's double check just to make sure. Yep, okay, there we go. There we go. Wow, that was just a very large number. So we'll bring that all the way down. And then we'll do, again, we'll use our sum function. And so I'm going through this fairly quickly, obviously, so just take your time and be sure that you get all of the correct numbers and that you're going through all the steps for this. So here is, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that we'll be using to calculate both our beta as well as our R statistic for the correlation.